Okay. Hope this is going live. I think it's working right now. It is. I'm only going to be on here for about literally 5 minutes because I have a group I got to work with online. But I don't know if you know this, but so I can get the energy light off of this. Let's see. Well, I have this brand new book. It's called Radiant Heart. I'll have to hold it this way. Radiant Heart is the name of this brand new book. Just came out with it. It's the 7 amazing pathways to connect, communicate, and activate and communicate with your higher self. This is just a short 5 minute presentation. This book took me quite some time to put this book together so that a lot of my meditation students would know it's not a secret. It's on the steps, necessary steps that one takes in order to connect with your higher self. And there are an assortment of ways. There are 3 or 4 hundred different ways in which to do it. I have selected 7 pathways. One of them is sound and light. Another is some creative pathwork meditations that I have. Hey, Linda. I'm only going to be on for 5 minutes though, as I got to do my planetary healing meditation group at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. But this is an opportunity to let people know that this book is finally out on Amazon. It's a paperback book that sells for $25. I don't have any of my books in ebooks. I only put The Wisdom of Akhenaten in an ebook, and I put the very first book that I had, which was Dancing in the Light of Divine Grace. That's in an ebook. All the rest of the books after that are in paperback book. So this is an opportunity to get this source material. My friend Michelle Vidal, she wrote the foreword for this book. She talks about how she and I got in touch with each other, how we actually met. And I am also the sole meditation teacher at her location. Uh, we have a temporary spot right now, but hopefully very soon we will be in a brand new physical location. This book has 4 parts to it. The first part is the foundation, where I talk about my Circle of Grace 1, which is really a metaphysical ministry. It's more of a meditation ministry because that's what it specifies in specifically. I talk about what the book Radiant Heart title means. I let you know that we're never alone, that we have this connection to our higher self that we can make at any time. Or I talk about dreams, meditation, and guided meditation. I also talk about infinite systems that are keys of living light, which happen to be the yogic systems that are out there and that have been out there forever. I also talk about my creative pathwork meditation system. Part 2 in the book, I give you the 7 amazing pathways. One is white light meditation. Another is the path of the cobra through my book, The Wisdom of Akhenaten as I Am. The third method is using beloved Nefertiti's gift of the blue flame. The fourth method is sound and light. The fifth method is speak as I am, which is using affirmations, affirmative prayers, decrees, and meditations. I talk about how selenite is the master gemstone, a master healing gemstone, and how you can utilize that to activate the higher self within and around yourself. And last is method number 7, which is a gateway to your higher self in the great central sun. When we go to sleep at night, our higher self is in what is known as the great central sun, not the keyhole one that we see in the sky, a much bigger one beyond it. I also talk about in part 3 the 6 keys to shift your awareness. And this is implementing all of these 7 methods, but being able to do them through absolute silence, no sound going on around you at all. I talk about how you are a living obelisk. In ancient Egypt, they had these obelisks, and they're all over the world now. These are antennas that create great transformational information throughout the galaxy. And we are like that as well. I speak about the journey to grace, which is the path of enlightenment. I also talk about you are a living prayer. When you say a prayer, energetically, you should become that prayer. And then you see that prayer take place and work a lot better and a lot stronger for you. Then I talk about there's no more secrets. There's a lot of fraternal orders around, magical orders around, and they hold on to a lot of secrets. But there aren't any more secrets. Anybody can attain these. We got the World Wide Web in which to do the research now. And then it says, be a beacon light. That means once you understand this process and you go through the process of meditating on a daily basis, these techniques that I have in here, I apply them online. I apply them with my in-person meditation students on Saturdays. Most of them that have been around me for 6 months to a year can attest to the fact that I'm putting them in touch with their higher self. It takes about 6 months, but it means you got to meditate daily on a regular basis so you can feel that and also be willing to sit in a group. Then the fourth part of this book is called Philosophy of the Higher Self. And the philosophy, the first level of it is understanding rebirth, regeneration, and transformation. So that chapter 20 is rebirth, regenerate, and transform. The next step is the higher self is the eternal I am presence. 22, remembrance is the key. And that's always the key, learning to remember who you are, the divine connection that you have. The next one is you are living as your higher self. That means we may not always understand that the higher self is within us, looking right through our eyes. So I teach about that and I talk about that, and that's in this entire book. Next is your new life impacts the collective and beyond. Because when you begin to change, everything around you starts to change. That's why we see like time speeding up around us. We're all changing. We're trying to catch up to the frequency, the speed of the Earth's frequency. And the last bit here is the transcendental self is the higher self. So we're here to transform, and we will have these transformational experiences moment to moment, day to day. But sometimes you won't have them right behind each other. So this is not a fast paced, quick way, but this shows you the necessary steps that you should take that I know that will work for the majority of you. This also is a book that's not for anybody that's having a bout or spasms of mental illness. You have to check with your provider about all of that. This is not for someone who has some other tendencies. If you have any addictions going on, this book is not for you. It is for someone who has no addictions, who does not experience post traumatic syndromes. It is for a person who is also working on a solo path or desire to work a path with a group. So, this is very important to understand this. And I say several times in the book, okay, because some of this stuff can trigger you at very deep levels. And I don't want anybody to be upset with me if you start having some problems. This is for people who are already working on this path to connect with their higher self. You could be a musician, you could be an artist, you could be an actor, you could be an accountant, you could be a lawyer, you could be a psychologist. But you have to have done some amount of work on yourself so that you could step onto this pathway. And meditation is the way that you will go. And eventually you will learn the importance of silence, how that plays a part. The only thing I didn't put in here is that how to trigger your pineal gland. Now, you can trigger the pineal gland through any one of these techniques, any one of these methods. You will eventually tap on that door, but I do not give you a very direct way. I experienced a more direct way called Shaktipa on April 7th, 1977, with a group of other Tai Chi, Qigong, and meditation students with an existing Tai Chi master that I was studying with in New York City. that was more direct through his guru being able to initiate our energy for it to go up. And it took many of us at least 10, 11, 12, 15 years to have that experience. So I just want to come on and let you know that this book is now available on Amazon.com for $25. If you want further information about the book, you email me at iam.circleofgrace1@gmail.com, or text me or call me at text me first at 505-220-2583. And my last thing I want to mention, by the way, I will be on Lloyd Strayhorn's program, live podcast called Live with Lloyd, tomorrow on his YouTube channel, which also gets filtered out live to Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and a few other social media website pages. The link for that tomorrow will be 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 6 Central Standard Time, 4 Pacific, and 7 p.m. his time, Eastern Standard Time. You just go to https://www.youtube.com/, and then you'll type in the at symbol, and then you'll go numbers, NUMBERSANDYOU, numbers and you, and then you put in these 4 digits, 3735, and that should take you to the live. And I'll be on there with him. We'll be talking about my book, Radiant Heart: The 7 Amazing Pathways to Connect, Activate, and Communicate with Your Higher Self. We'll talk about maybe some of my other books that I have written. So it's time for me to skedaddle. I have to get on with a planetary healing meditation. Thank you, Philinda, for joining in with me today. We'll talk at another time, and whoever else is on here live. Take care of yourself. I'll be back at another time, and be sure to watch us on Live with Lloyd. Take care now. Be well.